couldn't really throw the ball to likely, the offensive line was down the field. So I was trying to make something happen. Tried to squeeze the ball, it slipped out my hand. Von Miller picked it up, got some yards. I think that led to points for them. So it's a team effort out there. He been busting his behind, he making plays happen out there on that field for us. Came up short. And like I've been saying all season, every time we in situations like this, turnovers play a factor. Penalties play a factor. Tonight, it's the turnovers we can't have. And that's why we lost the game. Because as you can see, we moving the ball wonderfully. It's hold on to the ball. I'm sorry for my language. Annoying. I'm tired of
So I said we're not going to talk about Lamar Jackson in last week's video. So we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson in this week's video. Coming in at number 2, Lamar Jackson, second best quarterback in the league. Let's talk about it. Hey, my name is Keith. I do Black Quarterback Series. And last week, we talked about Josh Allen and some of the stuff that Josh Allen has to deal with and some of the gamesmanship that they do to goose his numbers and how he shouldn't be MVP and all that, right? So this week, we're going to talk about Lamar Jackson and even me, how sometimes we kind of gloss over Lamar Jackson just because we're so used to the greatness, right? Lamar Jackson, 4,172 passing yards, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Also, 77.3 QBR, 4 rushing touchdowns, 915 yards. So, I don't have his offensive line rank. I completely forgot about it. But I'm assuming that it's probably middle of the pack, 19 or something like that, just from watching every Baltimore game that was on national TV and watching pretty much every game, every condensed game, everything that I could watch about the Ravens. The offensive line was a problem. The bigger channels that were talking about Falele versus the other guy and how certain guys should start, certain guys shouldn't start. The offensive line turmoil, they re-signed Ronnie Stanley, it's a whole lot of turmoil in that offensive line, but it really didn't matter because Lamar Jackson was so great. He threw 4 interceptions, and the 4 interceptions he threw were not his fault. All 4 were BS. If I could find them, I know that somebody did a compilation. I'm going to find a compilation of all 4 of Lamar Jackson's interceptions. All 4 of them were not his fault. So we're talking about the guy could have had probably 46 touchdowns and no interceptions. Like, the guy was absolutely spectacular. We're going to talk about his playoffs. People are calling him James Harden. I tend to kind of want to agree with that, but in terms, James Harden, and I think I said this at the time, James Harden would not show up and just would not play well. Lamar Jackson played phenomenal down the stretch, and he's a Mark Andrews catch away from at least giving Baltimore a chance. And to be like, well, Lamar Jackson shouldn't have thrown that interception and he fumbled the ball and blah, blah, blah. I agree. He shouldn't have did any of that. But that second half, he was spectacular. And I'm not going to let that get lost on us because we want to hate on Lamar Jackson. He was spectacular in that second half. So he's 3 and something in the playoffs now. We're gonna harper on the playoffs. You be like, Keith, why is Lamar Jackson number 2 when you got other guys at the bottom who have done more in the playoffs and blah blah blah. Particularly Josh Allen. And I was saying, if you watch every Baltimore game, and in Graven and Wonder Kid harper on this all the time, Lamar Jackson has to play 100% mistake-free football for this team to win. And that's why he's number 2. Josh Allen can play okay, and they kind of win. Even Pat, who's number 1, I think we all knew that. Even Pat, who played terrible most of the season, and then got better spurtly-wise, or in spurts in the season just to win games. In the last drive and everything, Pat had 2-3 interception games. And the Kansas City Chiefs still win. Jalen Hurts could play not the best, and they probably still have a chance to win in the end. Joe Burrow is the only comparable in this top 5 list to where he could not play well, and they probably lose ultimately. Like, the labor Lamar Jackson has to go through on a week-in to week-out basis in order for this team to win, it's nothing that anybody else is doing in this league. That's why I have him number 2. He's the ointment on your leg to make you feel better. You know, he is the ultimate eraser. And when he doesn't play well, they lose, which is ultimately why they lost in the playoffs. He's a part of it, not the whole thing, but he's a big part of it in the first half as to why they had that 10-point deficit to begin with. That shouldn't happen. So Lamar Jackson should not have to play perfect in order for these guys to win. And I don't want to talk in circles, but that's why he's number 2. Like, nobody is dealing with what Lamar Jackson is dealing with internally. And you can blame it and say, oh, Lamar Jackson, that's his problem, blah, blah, blah. But you put any other quarterback in this situation and see if they harbor the same results. Lamar has like a 75 to 80% win percentage. He has like the highest win percentage in NFL history within like their first 7-8 years. It's Peyton Manning-ish. Peyton Manning-like in his ability to win regular season games. And he's having a Peyton Manning arc. Peyton Manning got it done eventually. I expect Lamar Jackson to get it done. Eventually. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about Lamar Jackson. Let me know what you guys think about Lamar Jackson. We all know who's number 1. It's just a matter of getting to number 1. And I'll see you guys next week to talk about number 1. If you want to catch up, all the videos will be at the end card and in the description and all those things like that. And you guys stay up. Peace.